sorry. I'll try harder.
Hello? Hey girl, what's going on? Girl, I'm so sorry to call you on Saturday because you know I usually try and give you your weekend, but I know you saw the
Perez Hilton,
what
what I
what
saw,
happened to Perez
and how
Hilton,
it
and
made
I've
me
been looking at all
feel.
these
Open
people posting
discussion.
about it, and I just had to come on here because I feel like there's more to the story, and so I had to just put my little 2 cents in to go ahead and make that 98 cents a dollar. You gonna watch it? Okay, I ain't gonna be here that long. Yeah, because this is a subject I want to talk about. No, I don't want to talk about this. I did not like what I saw at all. It scared me. I had to pray that night. Yeah. You better get on your knees. I am. All right, girl. Bye. Hey, y'all. What's going on? This is Baby Girl 411. And y'all heard me correctly. Yes, I said you better get on your knees because I am. Excuse me, because this is not a subject that I want to do. But I have to do it because I saw it. I also witnessed when he was talking about his connection to God. So I just got to say this first and foremost. He was having a mental health crisis. However, we all know that this world, we are spiritual being. We're human beings living a spiritual existence. So I'm not playing the game. I'm not. I'm a very, very spiritual individual, okay? So for that reason, I'm going to be real with you. Perez was under spiritual attack, okay? That is what he was going through. But we'll go ahead and see what they say about it in the news, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's be real quick. So they're saying here in Forbes, celebrity blogger Perez Hilton's family and team said in a series of statements after his hospitalization, he is able to communicate and that his family was home minutes before he harmed himself on a TikTok live stream, but fled to protect his children, which I understand because when they're in that catatonic state where you can't communicate with them, the only thing you can do is get away from them. Okay, a statement posted to Hilton's blog Thursday afternoon, signed by his team and family, said Hilton's children's niece and sisters were home just minutes before he harmed himself on a TikTok live stream, saying his family immediately fled to protect the children from witnessing any further trauma. Can you imagine? I'm guessing that they were scared that if they had to restrain him, that he would have harmed them. Okay, it happens to the best of us. Once it became clear Hilton was experiencing a severe mental health crisis and harming himself, Hilton's family said their highest priority is helping his children begin to heal from what they experienced, and that is really important because he loves his kids. Okay, so y'all know everything. I'm not going into all of that. I'm not spending too much time on it. A key point that stands out for me is because y'all know, as I told y'all, I am a very spiritual individual. So I came across where he was on there and they were talking about how he had changed. This was a couple of months ago, and in it he was in the hospital bed and he was talking about his experience with God, and I could tell, I could tell by the way he was speaking, he looked so endearing and he had so much joy in his eyes at what he experienced because he had went through something with his body, like having a near-death experience. So let's see real quick what this was. In March, Hilton told his social media followers he was hospitalized for sepsis for 3 weeks, which he said necessitated an emergency surgery. Hilton said he had the flu and did not take his medication with food as directed, which had caused him to develop an ulcer that perforated. The day before I was hospitalized, I was in so much stomach pain. I was like, this is weird, but it'll go away. And we all do that. We always think that our bodies are going to heal themselves. And sometimes we'll go until we can't go anymore. And him being a single father, y'all think women go through stress alone? When your body is under a lot of stress, entities are easily able to access you. He said, this is weird, but I'll go anyway. Hilton said in a social media video, adding he couldn't walk the next day. Hilton said the experience had brought him closer to God. God presented himself to me and did something I can only call miraculous, he said, adding he would start taking the kids to church every week. In another video posted days earlier, Hilton said he had been reading the Bible and felt deep shame and regret for his behavior throughout his career as a gossip blogger. So he was being convicted in his spirit. Okay. So the thing about it is that when people are walking on the dark side, they don't have any conviction. It's very easy for them to say things because this world, your tongue, the power of your tongue is very important to understand. God spoke the world into existence. He said in the very beginning, it says in the beginning was the word and the word was God. So the word is what exists. Okay. And when you communicate words back and forth between people, when you say mean things to a person, that hurts them. It hurts them mentally and spiritually, okay? And he was convicted for what he had done, and he felt apologetic. All right, so let's go on to what he experienced. You know, I gotta say something. Everything that I'm seeing as I'm looking is all excuses being made for him. Oh, he was under a lot of duress. Oh, he was so stressed. And I used to be like, oh, it's not. But that is what's happening. That's why I said I'm not going to just sit here and cutesy-oosy this up. The bandages don't get put on for me. So I'm ripping the bandages off for y'all. Do you understand? And this is not color. This is spiritual. It is not right to make it seem that, let me tell you something. I raised 3 kids by myself. 3 kids, and I have never been so fucking stressed out that I decided that I was gonna go on live and cut myself the fuck up. I hope y'all heard this very clearly. And I am a 6 foot tall black woman in the United States, which is, y'all see what's going on in this country. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this when I say this. The man was under spiritual attack. When I was sitting there, and I'm a horror junkie, baby. But when I looked at this man, like looking at the way he was looking at this camera with blood all over him, cutting himself, honey, he was getting pleasure from the self-harm that he was inflicting on himself. So let that sink in. Everybody, perception is reality. So I perceive things through my eyes one way. Everybody see things their own way because we're all human beings living a spiritual existence. We choose what side we want to live on, okay? And I'm telling y'all, that man was leaning into the camera. His voice had changed to this deeply disturbing voice. He was taunting us, okay? So I'm not playing with that. I'm not going to guess with that. I know what I was looking at. I was so spooked that I had to get on my knees and pray because it scared the shit out of me. I said, oh, hell. They must be done open a fucking portal. That's what I thought. They done open a damn portal and let a lot of damn demons out. And I don't give a damn who get in the comments saying what they're saying. If you don't believe me, go look at it your damn self. Although I don't advise you, I don't want to tell anyone to do it. Okay? I would not tell anyone to do it. I hope that he is getting himself together after this experience. And I hope that he is understanding that this really happened and that. So from what they're saying here, that he's been Baker acted. He is hospitalized because they had to. That's what they do when a person is like a threat to themselves. They have to be Baker acted, and that's what they did. And they're going to hold him. He has a 72-hour hold, but if they deem him mentally incompetent, they'll hold him for longer. Referring to the legal move that allows authorities, to judges, or medical professionals to hold an individual for a mental health evaluation for up to 72 hours. His communication has been extremely limited and confined to immediate family and medical providers and others directly involved in his care. He has not communicated with the media or issued any public statements because he was not within his body. I don't know what he did. I don't know. But from what I saw, he was not himself. He was not within himself. He was under some type of possession, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not doing that. Same way that D-Fovid boy cut that girl up, and you can't wrap your mind around that. I can't wrap my mind around a person taking a knife and cutting their flesh. I can't. I have a son that has schizophrenia, and that motherfucker will threaten everybody, but that motherfucker ain't gonna cut himself. Let that sink in. Okay, so let's see the comments because I'm not playing. Biggie said the family left, but did they call for help? said extremely difficult to feel empathy for someone who profited from hurting others with his words and intrusiveness. I feel sorry for his young children. I hope they have whatever. Pennell said, well, most on here are still wishing him well, even though I wonder what made him choose such a career in the first place. throat. It fit his mean spirit in this, I guess, but I wish him well. It looks like he wasn't really favored, but it looks like he didn't really care. And two, being strong spiritually is different than being strong in the flesh. Because a person that's strong in the flesh, they can do things physically, but a person that's strong spiritually can survive through situations that person that may be strong physically may not be able to survive. Hint, the Great Depression. If you think about the Great Depression, I always think about that. It always sticks with me. When nobody had no money, what they started doing? They started jumping off the fucking buildings. Okay? So and I'm a person that had to take care of kids trying to struggle. Never one time have I ever thought of snuffing myself out. You see how that don't really connect? There is no correlation. So I'll read a few of these comments. Natalie said the media needs to leave his kids alone. They are going through a hard enough time without the media's intruding into their privacy and life. Cry Harder 99 said ignoring mental health issues leads to this type of problem. It's a shame his family and other friends didn't see it and get him help, which I agree. I'm pretty sure they saw it. They just didn't pay attention to it or didn't really know how serious it was. You know, they show you signs because, like, I'm in tune to mine, so I can feel when his energy, his spiritual energy, I can see when it changed. Like, you can tell a nasty person, like, if you really tune your eyes up, you can look at a person and see when they got a nasty motherfucking attitude. You can look at a nasty bitch and say, oh, that bitch, they got a nasty ass attitude. Some people like it, some people don't. I stay clear of it because at the end of the day, I don't like being around that type of energy. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you like. Some of y'all like to walk through the fires. I don't. You understand? So let's see. Stars and 3874 said, you can't help anyone with mental illness until they're willing to help themselves. It's impossible to force it on them. And that is right, Stars and 3874. Dealing with my son with mental health issues, I have had to deal with calling the police, and police come and the police will gaslight you. Okay? That's why I said, police will piss your ass off to the point that you'll be the one in handcuffs because they come acting like they don't even want to do their damn job. Hold on. I can't see the name of that person, but they say he can communicate. Begs the question, why would he not before? Secondly, remember, you cannot dictate to others what they can publicly do. A sidewalk or a street. I Am Legend 2026 said, bingo. Rich Boston said, as usual, we have to go to the internet to find out exactly what he did. People were not children. It was a legitimate news story and live stream. No need for gory details, but geez, at least report basic details. The thing that gets me is I'm surprised TikTok kept it on. And y'all notice something in the TikTok live? He said, ooh, TikTok. Ooh, you guys still got the live stream up. Ooh, fuck you, TikTok. Now what that sound like? What that sound like? That sound like a damn dark ass spirit. What the fuck is y'all talking about? That's why I said I'm not for to play these cutesy-oosy games with y'all. Y'all can cutesy it up, but I'm going to tell you what it really was. It was a dark energy. But anyway, I'm not dealing with this issue. I don't like talking about it. I'm uncomfortable with the whole situation. The whole situation makes me spiritually uncomfortable.
Thanks for tuning in.
Like numb your whole Ringo type spiritually uncomfortable. Okay? So anyway, this is Baby Girl 411. I just had to come out here and put my 2 cents in to make it be known that no, he had mental issues, but the self-harming and cutting himself, that was him trying to self-harm the world and the public by letting us see him harm himself. He was messing with the minds of the public. Okay? So I don't know what y'all talking about. Okay? He was cutting himself on live where we could see it. The pain was being caused to his body, but it was also disturbing the people who were looking at him. Let that sink in. So, no. But anyway, this Baby Girl 411, y'all tell me what y'all think. How y'all feel about it?